start with a wide stance. So I'm just gonna take a moment here and kind of rock between the toes and the heels, add some easy shoulder rolls. You can add some wrist and forearm, little flexion extension of the hands if you'd like. Now I'm going to settle in, and you can adjust your feet as we get into this. I'm going to start with my knees and toes kind of pointing off to the corners. We're going to stand tall for just a couple of breath cycles and breathe. I want to focus on a full strong inhale, the rib cage expands, and then a full exhale, the rib cage contracts. So as we're going through this, I want to draw the navel to spine and pull the shoulder blades down and back. Now on your next inhale, let's add the arms in an overhead reach. Big inhale, arms up. And exhale, the arms come down. Have those knees a little bit soft and ready to move. We're going to inhale, arms up. And this time, exhale down into this wide kind of plie squat. Hold it here for just a moment. You can adjust as you need. In this position, I want to think about this wall behind me. So I'm not pitching forward. I'm actually kind of leaning back toward the wall. So this might challenge your balance just a little bit as well. I want to open through the shoulders and the chest and just reach those hands out really big. Think about this big open stretch. Now just take some easy little pulses here, waking up those hips and quads, getting the knees, just getting them into the mix a little bit. Take 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to sink a little lower, sweep the arms down, take a big inhale, arms come up, and then exhale, coming back down. Let's go right into our little pulses. Keep reaching those arms, opening the heart. Now I want to keep the belly button drawn in tight, shoulders back. Let's take 3, 2, and 1. Sink, and just a little bit of a fold as I kind of sweep the arms up to the top and then back down. Now this time, let's have a little bit of height in our heels so that we can just alternately lift and lower, lift and lower. Now I'm keeping this external hip rotation, knees and toes are pointing out. And I'm just bringing this up into the ball of the foot, keeping this strong navel to spine connection. And we'll get one more on each side, one more right, one more left. Now, take it down, a little hinge, take a big inhale, arms come up, finding balance, and exhale down. So finding that wall behind us, keeping those abs engaged. This time, we're gonna double those heels. So you can go back to singles if you need, otherwise, both heels up, both heels down. Now for me, I'm gonna find a focal point, somewhere I can fix my gaze, focusing on that balanced lift and lower, lift and lower. Get 2 more in there, guys. And lift and lower. I'm gonna sink and bring this to the top. I'm gonna turn my knees and toes more to the front. I'm gonna rotate toward the right and then just take a little hinge. I'm gonna stop with my hands above the knee, so right about the thigh. You can also come down a little deeper into the calf and keeping your back relatively straight here. Breathing into that stretch, and then I'm just gonna melt my nose toward my knee, and I'm gonna reach my left hand across my right ankle. Pulling into the stretch. And I'm going to soften my knees, walk it to center, and I'm going to take the top of my head toward the floor as I just lower and lift, lower and lift. So dropping the tailbone and then back up. One more, lift and hold, coming into this forward fold, top of the head toward the floor. Now pressing off with the hands, bringing this up to stack tall. All right, we're gonna do that to the other side. So take a big inhale, arms come up, and we're gonna rotate toward the left and bring this forward. I'm gonna bring my hand just above the knee, working on a straight back, You can bring it down a little deeper to the outside of the calf maybe. And then as you can, I'm just gonna melt toward my knee with my nose. I'm gonna reach my right hand outside my left leg, pulling into the stretch just a bit more. And I'm gonna soften my knees, walk it to center. And just as we did before, I'm gonna take my crown of my head toward the floor, and knees are just going to bend and straighten. Now, on this last one, let's go ahead and straighten and see if we can fold into this just a little deeper. Hands come to the outside of your ankles and just gently pull to get yourself a little deeper into this fold. Finding balance, so if you feel kind of unbalanced, fingertips on the floor work also. I'm going to bend my knees, hands to the floor, and press to stand, coming up nice and tall. Now let's go back and revisit that little plie squat, just a couple little variations. So I'm going to turn my knees and toes back out toward the corners, and we're going to take a big inhale, arms up, and exhale. This time the hands come down behind the head, and there's this wall behind. I just want to slide my elbow toward my knee and center, elbow to knee and center. So just leaning in the direction, and just go as far as you feel like you can control this. And getting a little side body stretch here, getting that little oblique crunch, and taking that side. Let's get one more each direction, guys. Taking it right and taking it left, back to center. Take a big inhale, arms up, and exhale, bring it down. We're just easy roll through the shoulders, and I'm going to turn. So I'm just going to pivot and turn this into a split lunge stance, nice and tall. I'm going to press this back heel toward the floor, just wherever your hands would like to be. I'm going to bend this back knee, dropping that knee down just a little bit, and then up to the top. Arms can come out for balance. They can stay at your hips. Just a really easy lower and lift. And let's get one more. And I'm going to sink, and I'm going to press that back heel to the floor, straightening this leg. And I'm just going to pivot back to the front. We're going to take that to the other side. So just turning, coming into this split lunge stance, nice and tall, working on that heel, coming down to the floor, lengthening through the back of the leg. Shoulder blades are down and back. Keeping that navel to spine connection. Now I'm going to bend that back knee and just a lower and lift. Lower and lift. Wherever you would like those hands. Let's get one more. Lower, and then heel goes back into the floor, getting this nice long stretch. I'm going to bring it back to the front. Everybody take a big inhale. And we'll exhale. Step it in. I'm going to bring this to one end of the mat. We're going to take a little walk. So we've got a little bit of a stretch for the back of the legs. We're going to continue in that same line. So we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, peel away from this wall behind you. Draw the belly button in, softening your knees if you need that. Fingertips touch the floor. We're going to take a walk, bringing this out into your downward facing dog. Now, once you're here, go ahead and just kind of set yourself up, separating the feet, moving around if you need. And I'm pedaling through the legs, getting this nice little stretch through the heel, into the calf, and up the back of the leg here. Now I'm also spreading the weight through my hands. I want to distribute the weight all the way to my fingertips. Make sure you're not load bearing in your wrists. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and settle those heels into the floor as you press your chest in the direction of your feet, just increasing that upper body stretch just a bit more. Take a couple of breaths here. Now from here, I'm just going to scoop my belly and round this forward, almost like a cat stretch, into my plank. Now, once I'm in my plank, I want to think about this nice long line from the top of my head through my heels. If your hips are still up a little bit higher, try to squeeze and lower them into this line. And opposing, we also want to make sure that we're not sinking that low back. We don't want to lose this line. Keep it really strong here. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lower with control, nice and slow, all the way down. Extend the legs and slide your hands forward. I just want to come so that my elbows are stacked below my shoulders, and I want to lengthen out of the top of my head. Think about this space between your ears and your shoulders, really drawing your shoulders down. Now I'm keeping my legs and glutes active. I'm slightly pressing the top of my foot into the floor, keeping this little glute and low back engaged. We're going to inhale, and we're going to exhale, lower with control. Now in between, if you want to add that little shake and just kind of ease up any tension that might build up, you can do that. I'm going to slide my hands back a little further, and I'm going to inhale, exhale, peel, coming up just a bit higher. Now, I don't want to come up into a straight locked elbow kickstand. I want to keep a little bit of softness. I want to stretch through the top of my head, lengthening, scooping the belly button to the spine, keeping a little bit of pressure through the feet in the mat. Glutes are active. I'm going to inhale and exhale, lower with control. Do that one more time, so you can choose to keep your hands here. You can go back a little further forward. That's not quite as high, or move them back even more. So depending on how your back is feeling, further back is going to be a little bit harder. Shoulder blades are down your back. We're going to inhale and exhale, peel, coming up into this swan, nice and tall. Shoulders are down. Think about that space between your shoulders and your ears. Nice, long posture out of the top of the head. We're going to inhale and exhale, down with control. All right, I'm going to bring my feet together and then press back into child's pose. Take your time. Allow yourself to really settle your hips over your heels. And in between some of these sets, a little wrist rotation and flexion extension can help with any tension or just getting general fatigue in those wrists. We're going to come into our tabletop. So here's where we're going to start to build that little flow. So I'm going to start off again with my shoulders stacked over my wrists, my hips stacked over my knees. We're going to go into a little bit of cat and cow. I'm going to tip my tailbone up slightly and look out ahead on an inhale, and then exhale, round, scoop the belly, tuck the chin, and press the floor away. A big inhale and exhale. Let's really think about those opposing stretches through our spine, spinal flexion and extension. Now on your next one, I'm going to go into a cat stretch, scoop the belly, turn the toes, and then press up and back into your downward facing dog. So you can take a moment here and pedal through the legs. You can reposition your feet as you need. Now from here, I'm just going to shift a few times between my down dog and my plank, waking up this thoracic region in my back. I'm going to shift forward into plank, scoop the belly, and then come back into down dog. So you don't have to go all the way down into plank. So if you do, it's a little extra bonus for you. Scoop that belly, retracting the scapula. Think about that slight squeeze across the shoulder blades, and press up and down. Now this time, go ahead and press up and hold. I'm going to walk my feet a little closer together and just sinking down through my heels. I'm going to extend my right leg, single leg, lift and lower, lift and lower. Nice and long. Now let's go ahead and bring this right foot to the floor and take it to the left. We extend and lower, lift and lower. One more. and bring that foot down to meet the mat. We're gonna take a wave forward. So think about scooping the belly, rounding the back, coming into your plank, lower with control, and press back into child's pose. Just a really easy little stretch here, and we'll come back into our tabletop. So what we're doing is we're gonna just build from those little beginning steps. So that beginning stuff, that's pretty easy. That's pretty familiar to all of us. So let's just move through that. We'll move a little quicker this time. I'm gonna inhale for cat and cow, and exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Now inhale, turn your toes, then exhale and press. Here's your down dog. Shifting from down dog into plank and back up. Do it again. Here's your plank and down dog. Feet are a little closer together. Right leg, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Draw that belly button to your spine. Bring the foot to the floor. Switch feet, left side, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now, go ahead and bring that foot to the floor. Press into your down dog. Round or wave forward into your plank. Taking it down nice and slow. And press back into your child's pose. All right, so we're going to add on to that. We are going to add a knee hover. So we're going to be pulling that knee forward into that plank position. And then we're also going to add to that a little external rotation or fire hydrant. All right, so we'll just kind of build onto those. So put those in your mind. We are going to come back to our tabletop. Hands and knees, take an inhale. Exhale, round. This time, inhale, turn your toes. Exhale, press, pushing into that downward facing dog. Take your shift forward to plank. Now, press it back. On this one, I'm gonna bring it to my plank. I'm gonna lift my right foot and shift up into three-legged dog. Bring it forward for knee hover. Back to your three-legged dog. Bring it into your knee hover and three-legged dog. Set that foot down. Shift forward into your plank and back into your downward facing dog. All 4 points are on the floor. And plank, and lift that foot and come up into your three-legged dog. Knee hover and up. Knee hover and up. One more, knee hover and up. Foot comes down, wave forward. Here's your plank and lower with control. Nice and slow. Press back into your child's pose. Allow your hips to sink over the heels. Give those hands a quick little release, rotation, flexion, extension. All right, so this one, we're adding that fire hydrant. So coming back into your tabletop, we'll inhale, exhale, round. Inhale, turn your toes. Exhale, press down dog. Shift forward, plank. Back to your down dog. Come into your plank, lift your right foot. Shift up into your three-legged dog. Knee hover, fire hydrant, and down. Let's take a little three-legged dog. Knee hover, fire hydrant, and down. And one more, guys. Knee hover, fire hydrant, and down. Go ahead and press that leg up and bring it back to the floor. Shift forward, all 4 points on the mat to plank. And bring it back to your down dog. Shift it to your plank. Lift your left foot and extend into your three-legged dog. Coming forward, knee hover, fire hydrant, knee hover, and up. Knee hover, fire hydrant, and three-legged dog. Let's get one more, guys. Knee hover, fire hydrant, and up. Bringing that foot down, wave forward into your plank, lower with control. Woo, press back. Take your time, let yourself settle, hips over heels, and give those hands a little break. All right, still adding on. So one more little layer I want to add to this. So we're gonna bring this into your knee hover, and when you come back down, you're gonna set the knee to the floor and rotate. So we're gonna go into a little, almost a side plank position, but it's a side kneeling position. All right, so give those wrists an extra little rotation before we attack this. All right, here we go. Coming out to all four. Knees are stacked over hips are stacked over the knees, shoulders are stacked over the wrists. We're gonna inhale, look out. Exhale, round. Inhale, turn your toes. Exhale, press. Here's our down dog. We shift forward, shift back, shift forward, lift your right foot, and drive it up, three-legged dog. We're gonna take a knee hover and fire hydrant and down. I'm gonna set my knee to the floor and rotate. I'm just gonna move my hand into position so I can come into this balanced side kneeling position. We're gonna let this leg do a little work for us now. We're gonna lift and lower. Really strong. I'm spreading the weight through this supporting hand, and I'm just reaching this top arm up nice and long. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Set that foot down, rotate back to the front, reposition your hands, get ready to press up and back into your down dog. We're gonna shift forward for a plank and shift back down dog. Shift forward plank, lift your left foot and drive it up into your three-legged dog. Knee hover, externally rotate, and then bring this in, knee down. I'm just gonna turn, reposition, and bring that hand up. Here we go, lift and lower. Nice and long here through those hands, reaching, supporting through that bottom hand. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and set that foot down, rotate, reposition. We're gonna drive it back up into your down dog. We're gonna wave forward, so roll forward into that plank. We're gonna lower with control and press back for child's pose. We're gonna do it again, coming up into your hands and knees or tabletop. Let's inhale, exhale, round. Inhale, turn your toes. Exhale, press up and back. We're gonna shift forward and shift back. This time, shift forward, lift your right foot, and drive it up, three-legged dog. A little knee hover, externally rotate, and set that knee down. Turning back into your side kneeling and lift. Now this time, change that leg. Let's draw some little circles forward. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Reverse those. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Set that foot down. Rotate back to the front. Reposition. And we're going to press up into our downward facing dog. Here we go. Shift forward and back. Shift forward, left foot up. Drive it up, three-legged dog. Knee hover and fire hydrant. And take that knee down. Rotate into this side kneeling position. Lift that leg and circle forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Set that foot down. Rotate around. Reposition. We're going to press up into that down dog. One last time here, guys. Roll this forward to your plank. Lower with control, nice and slow, and press back. Here's your child's pose. Sitting up nice and slow, giving those wrists and forearms a little break. So I threw a couple of extra things in there that I didn't do earlier today. So those of you who did it with me already, you're welcome. Here we go. We're going to shift those feet around. Coming to sit, nice and tall. All right, so we're going to go into just a quick little half roll back, and we're going to throw in some kind of teaser variations. We're going to sit up tall, reaching out like you're holding a ball. We're going to inhale, exhale, half roll back. Scoop the belly, walk one leg up, walk the other leg up. Let's hold it here, keep breathing. Think about these lines. I've got my shins parallel to the floor, reaching out through the hands, shoulders are down, heart is lifted. We're going to inhale, exhale, down with control, reach through the hands, and stack tall. All right, so this time we're going to add some legs. We're going to inhale, exhale, half roll back, draw the belly in tight, one leg up, other leg up, alternately extend, extend, extend. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my arms reaching up and extend right and left. One more each side. Here's right and left. I'm going to take both feet up. I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs. Keep reaching. Take an inhale, exhale down, reach, and sit up tall. We're going to add a little bit of rotation here. So same idea with the balance. We're going to inhale, exhale, half roll back, one leg up, other leg up, hands together. Now I'm going to turn right and extend right and left and right and left, reaching through that foot and left and right and left. One more each, guys. Right and left, both feet up, squeeze. I'm going to cross my ankles. Come on down. Take a quick little release here. And bring it up nice and tall. I'm going to bring my feet to the floor. And we're going to roll this all the way back. Inhale, exhale, down, drawing the belly in. Now I'm going to keep the feet in the same position. So I don't want to bring them in too close or set them out much further. I'm going to reach my hands over my heart and just take a couple of these little scapular protraction and retraction. I skipped them early in class. So just drawing your focus to that little space between your shoulder blades. Now, go ahead and take a slight retraction. So just lightly squeezing that space between your shoulder blades. And I also want to think about this rib to hip connection. I want to think about knitting these together. So if you feel like your rib cage is lifted, if there's a little extra space under that low back, let's draw that belly in and bring the ribs in the direction of your hips. We're going to float these arms back. This should not make your rib cage pop. So only go as far as you can keep this connection. Now we're going to inhale, reach, lift the head, exhale, and peel. Coming up into this reach. Now I don't want to come all the way forward. I want to stay back just a bit. We're going to inhale, exhale, down, arms float back. We're going to inhale and exhale, scoop the belly, coming up to reach and lower down with control. Let's get two more. Inhale, exhale, big lift and lower down. Scoop that belly, keep that connection. And one more. Inhale, exhale, lift and lower down. Arms float back. Let's bring the hands around behind the knees. Take a moment, give yourself just a quick little release. Now, we are going to do a little push and pull. I'm going to take my hands just right here behind my knees, and I'm going to push my legs into my hands as I pull to come up into this balanced position. Now, from here, you can stay with the hands behind the knees or reach. You can also add a little extension and then lower down with control. All right, so the hands behind the knees, this little push-pull, this gives you a little bit of assistance. So we'll just do one more. Inhale, exhale, push and pull, coming up with control. I'm gonna reach and extend, squeezing those quads, and lower with control. The knees float in. So I'm reaching my arms. Now this time, I'm not gonna do the push-pull. I'm gonna inhale, reach, exhale, come up to sit, either in the modified teaser or your full teaser. Big reach, inhale, exhale down, and arms back. Let's do it again. Inhale, exhale, a big reach, big squeeze, lower with control, and take it back. Let's get one more. Big inhale, exhale, coming up, reaching, keeping those quads active, keeping that belly button to spine, lower with control, knees in, and take a little break. All right, guys. So we are going to come back up into our balance position. So I'm just going to use my hands behind my knees to come into this balance position. I'm going to take my hands in, or take my calves into my hands and work on sitting in this V sit. So my back is a little bit straighter. My legs are nice and long. I've got my feet open. So they're open a little further than shoulder distance. I'm going to continue to hold my right leg. I'm going to let my left leg go and bring it up and lower and lift, lower and lift, really strong and lift. Let's get two more. Lift, last one, bring it up and catch that leg, reposition if you need to. Now continue to hold the left while you lower and lift on the right. Lower and lift and lift. Keep it strong and lift. Two more. Lift, last one, bring it up. Now sitting up nice and tall, I'm going to come back into this bent position. I'm going to cross my right foot over my left. I'm going to extend, then bring it down. Feet are touching the floor. I've got my right over my left. I'm going to take my left hand around, and then I'm going to press to come up and around into my downward facing dog. So you're going to be walking your hands across the mat. I'm going to take my right hand across and start to pivot and rotate down, lowering with control. Now this time my left foot is over my right. I'm going to either come into this modified or full reach and then set it down. Left is over right. Take the right hand around. Lift, press, walk those hands into position. There's our down dog. We weren't done with those yet. Walk your left hand over, coming down and around with control. Right is over left. Reach, finding balance, and bring it down. Take it back around. I know some of these can be a little confusing, so just do your best. Do what you can. Walking that hand across, coming down to sit. Nice and controlled. Here we go. Let's take this last one. Big reach. Set it down. Now we're going to take one more little walk into our downward facing dog. Pressing into that down dog. And I'm going to walk my hands toward my feet. Take a moment. Let the head shake no a couple of times. You can pedal through the legs if you need that. Settling the heels into the floor, bringing your belly a little closer to your thighs. Soften your knees, slide your hands up, and we'll unfold one vertebra at a time. So nice and tall, shoulders back. All right, so we're just gonna end on a little bit of standing balance. All right, so finding a place either on your mat or beside your mat. Mine's a little squishy, so I'm going to find some foot and ankle stability. So from here, I'm just going to kind of wiggle through the knees, pedal through the knees, and I want to fix my gaze on the horizon. So I just want to find a place where I can fix my gaze, find the focal point, and focus inward on my balance. So I'm going to take my arms out, I'm going to pop my right knee, and then I'm going to lift. I want to find that foot and ankle stability. Nice and tall, shoulders are down. Now I'm going to extend that leg. Engaging my quads so the hip flexors are active, holding that leg up. Now I'm going to bring it around to the side, still finding that balance. The arms are out, the arms are in, wherever you need them. I'm gonna take this leg around to the back, and you can soften that standing knee. Now just take it as far as you feel. If you feel like you can come over a little deeper, you can even bring those arms forward. Now from here, I'm going to pull that knee back to the front, fixing my gaze. I'm going to cross my ankle to my knee, finding that balance, maybe going to sit. Oh, so close. The standing foot and ankles kind of had it today. Draw the belly in. We're going to bring it up and release. All right, so that standing foot and ankle might be a little tired, a little shaky there toward the end. We're gonna do it on the other side. So nice and tall, finding your focal point, fix your gaze, shoulder blades down and back, string out of the top of your head, pop that left knee. And when you're ready, bring that foot up, finding your balance. Now extend that leg, engaging your quadriceps and hip flexors. Taking this leg out to the side, outer hip, gluteus medius. Taking that leg around back. And you can stay here if you want. You want to try and take it forward a little deeper. Reaching out to the front. Bringing that knee forward. Finding all those little wobbles. Cross your ankle to your knee, and then bringing it down for a little seat. Dang it, so close. We're gonna bring this up to stand and uncross. All right, giving both of the feet and ankles a little shake, a little wiggle, anything you need. Let's take a really big inhale. Arms are gonna lift overhead, and we'll exhale, hinge forward, floating your fingertips down. I'm gonna bend through my knees, pedal through the legs, let the head relax forward, maybe shake the head no. Settle those heels down, bring your nose toward your knees, slide those hands up, soften the knees and unfold. Coming up super slow. At the top, nice full cleansing breath, arms up. Exhale everything down. And we are done. That's our class for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Have a great week.